Welcome, everybody, to the Huber Rebels podcast, episode 30.
The big 3-0. I was celebrating.
My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan.
And this is the Quarantine Cast.
The Corona Cast.
One of those.
The COVID Cast.
I hate it. I
hate it too.
I hate hearing the word.
All of it.
Yeah. We're not stuck in our homes, but we're smartly staying in our homes as we should be. So that's why we're doing the podcast remotely from 2 different locations for the second time ever. We've already been talking about this a little bit, but how are you guys hanging in there with the whole thing? Are you guys finding ways to enjoy it as much as possible?
Yeah. It's tough being in a new place and needing a bunch of stuff and not being able to get basic stuff.
Yeah, the timing for you is very awkward.
But at the same time, the fact that we even have this place, because I basically got all my stuff and ran.
Yeah. Yeah, like you got your stuff in there, we got that couch in there, and basically like a few days later, it was like, okay, no more interacting with humans.
Nope.
And we're just like, okay.
Yeah, Monday I literally like left work, went straight home, grabbed what I thought I would need for the next indefinite amount of time, packed my car full and left, and I will not go back home until this is done. Daisy is so at home currently, my little pup.
Do you go and pick her up every once in a while though, or how's that working?
We've had her one time so far.
Okay.
I think for 2 days, and
she spent the night.
She spent 2 nights with us.
Nice.
But we're on an air mattress, and it's kind of awkward. She doesn't even have a bed.
She can find. Is she allowed on the brand new couch?
Yeah, we put a blanket over it so that her nails don't damage it.
Right. Let's just keep that couch clean as long as possible. You know?
Yeah. And then she likes to and then she can see everybody, and there's constantly dogs barking and whatnot. But I think what she's gonna love the most is when she's here, it means that she gets to go on walks.
Yeah. And
she's like 3 a day probably.
Wow.
Compared to potentially 0
some
days. So she is, and if the 2 things she loves most is food and going on walks.
Right.
So
good.
It should be good for her.
That's good.
Yeah, we took her on a 2.5 mile walk. It ended up being.
That's long.
Which is solid considering she's almost 11.
Yeah. Wow. She's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I realized Maya's known her most of her life.
Wow. I don't know if I remember them as puppies.
Oh, I do. I'll never forget. Palm of my hand.
Like, I must have seen them
as
puppies,
curled in
right?
one ball. I would think so, yeah.
But it was before you came. Did you get them
it was right
during
when
a summer?
I came back.
Okay.
Huh? It was like right when I moved back.
You didn't like come home to them already there?
No.
Right. Yeah, they're good dogs. She's got to be on the podcast sometime.
She'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
She's not here today. But
sometime
maybe next
when the timing is right, we'll get her on.
Yeah.
Well, since we've been stuck in our homes, what have you been watching?
We watched Patriot. Oh, the first thing we actually Space Jam.
Yes.
Because it's on Netflix. I also have it on Blu-ray, but that's not even how we ended up watching it. But man, that movie is so good.
I need to watch it.
You've never seen it?
No. We did talk about this last week, actually. But
I think so.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those movies that I know I need to see, and for some reason I'm not like fighting it. I just never pull the trigger. I just looked it up. It's really. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, no, that makes the most sense.
We can't.
No,
but I have it, so we can always watch it later. I have to say there is a point the quarantine and some other stuff that just made me go like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
That's hilarious because I've heard that rentals of the movie,
Uh, with the C.
yes,
I can't.
I literally I just had it. Gwyneth Paltrow's in it. Hold on,
Contagion.
Contagion. Yes, have like
Yeah.
spiked. But I've also heard that's a really good movie, so I actually kind of want to watch it. But I'm not really
I
down to
just
pay
think
for it.
I just think that's so odd that people want to watch that. I don't want to watch that stuff. I want to not think of. Sorry, I keep moving the camera.
No,
I'm
you're
just
good.
trying
You're
to
good.
lighting. But I don't want to watch that stuff.
I don't
I want to
either.
watch. I want to play Animal Crossing and watch Disney movies.
Yep.
And
Frozen 2. You watched that, right?
there it is. That's the kicker. Watch Frozen 2 because that came to Disney Plus
Early. They like
early,
surprised us and dropped it early.
and it was yeah, it was amazing.
I love it.
I want to watch it again because it's different when you watch at home instead of a theater. I feel like you're not as focused because there's
Right.
even though I was focused 100%.
But you like forgive yourself for looking at your phone or getting up and doing something in the kitchen real quick. Like not maybe not for any movie, but like when you
You
watch a movie
don't
at
do that in
home,
the theater.
you can
Yeah,
do anything and not really
exactly.
worry about it.
Even
Um,
if you don't want to.
so I saw it in the theater. I saw it in like Dolby, like
Yeah.
crazy. So I don't know like if I watched it at home if I would like it as much as I did. Um, do you like it more than the first one?
I think so.
I definitely do.
It's I think so, yeah.
It's one of my favorite Disney movies. Like,
I wish I'd seen it in theaters. That's what's tough for me.
um, not every single song is memorable
Wait,
like the first
I'm
one.
saying that. Hold on, I'm saying that like I didn't like it. I no, it was so good.
Yeah,
But it's gonna take me a few times watching it now
sure.
for it to really like sink in
Right. Um,
about the music.
I don't think every song is memorable like the first one. Like I know every word to every song in the first movie.
Yeah.
But there are a few songs in this movie that I like more than any song in the first one.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I'm 100% on what song that would be for me yet.
the two Elsa songs I think are bangers.
Yeah.
I thought they were incredible, and then the song with Kristoff where he goes into like the '80s music video
Oh, that was just like,
killed me. I loved
was that
it.
80s?
Yeah, super '80s.
Okay, I was thinking 90s, but no, you're right.
It
That's
could
much
have
more
been.
80s.
It's in that era, but like, oh, that was
I literally
hilarious.
was sitting there and I turned to Maya and I was like, is this really happening right now? Like, it is what I think happening? And it was,
Sure
and
enough,
that was gold.
yeah. Um,
Just him talking as Sven.
yes,
I just love that. They leaned into
he
that.
always talks for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit crazy,
Oh, I
but in a good way.
loved Olaf in this movie.
Very
And
mature.
I didn't really like Olaf in the first movie.
See, I really
And it
did.
always conflicted me because looking at him, I always thought I would like him, but there was just something about him that bugged me in the first movie.
Yeah.
And I never felt like that in this one.
So
And I don't
you
know
connected
why.
with this one.
I think so.
Yeah. That was one thing I kept hearing from people was that like Disney has to find a way to make Olaf relevant to everybody. Like he has to still connect with the people that loved him like 6 or 7 years ago, but also
Yeah.
still connect with like the new viewers, like the young kids today. So he's like a cute snowman. Obviously, any kid's gonna like him, but those people, those kids that liked him then, now that they're like, teenagers, like he needs to
Yeah.
sort of have to connect with them too. And I thought they did it perfectly.
Oh, yeah. He was. Oh, so are we spoilers?
No, not spoilers. Just
Can you do like a technical difficulties and mute it? It's just so I can say one thing real quick.
I can just edit it out. Yeah, go for it.
No, I kind of want you to put the.
I can't do that on the spot.
No, but later.
Sure.
Because I just want to make a comment about it.
Okay.
Fuck you, Disney, for putting us through the emotional
Oh, dude.
horror of this like existential death of Olaf, for him to come back like 5 minutes later. Like they built up the whole movie to make you feel that, and then it like didn't really matter. Like
It's almost like them teasing the death of C-3PO when that didn't even matter at all.
I knew at least that wasn't going to happen because they showed it to us.
True.
But this, they make you feel it in the movie.
This hurt. Like, this was so sad.
And
Wasn't he like, he was scared, wasn't he? Wasn't he like
I-
scared to die? Oh, dude, that's
and so
awful.
I refused to cry because there was a part of me like, nope, this bullshit. This, you shouldn't be putting kids through this. This is too much.
Right.
We don't need to lose him. That's just because he's not real, first of all, and he's probably going to be fine. So we don't need to just go through this experience.
Right.
Because usually when someone dies, they don't come back. So let's make it mean something.
I mean, he already kind of almost died in the first one when he like started melting, and then Elsa's like, "Oh no, here, let me fix you." So then,
Yeah.
They're mean.
And he had permafrost. I loved that.
Permafrost, yeah.
So permafrost Olaf. I love that he could sunbathe, and it's like he won't melt because permafrost is always there.
His own personal flurry, as he said.
When did he say that?
When she gives it to him, he's like, "My own personal flurry."
That's in the first one.
Yeah,
though, right? Yeah. But that she didn't give him permafrost in the first one, right?
Is permafrost different than the little thing that she put on top of him?
Yeah.
What's
did you not? No. So, when he's sunbathing,
Yeah.
and then he makes a comment about like he has his. So permafrost is something that exists in like northern Siberia, where the ground is frozen all year round. It never melts and then freezes and then melts and then freezes, like with the Arctic.
Yeah.
It's frozen all year round, even in the sunlight.
Was this at the end of the movie or the beginning?
The very beginning of the movie.
So he didn't have that little like snow cloud anymore. I mean, I didn't see it, but like, I thought he was alive still because of Elsa's magic.
She turned his snow into permafrost, so now he can exist all year round because permafrost exists all year round.
Okay, yeah. So same thing. She did something to him that caused him to.
She transformed him into permafrost from regular snow.
Yes, I did get that. I was just quoting him from the first movie when he said it was his own person, because there was like a little cloud above him in the first movie.
But that would have been a different solution.
No, it was.
That would have been a constant replenish snow cloud. This was just, she changed his material that he was made out of so that he didn't need a little cloud to follow him around. He can just exist. I thought that was a clever,
interesting. It's realistic, at least.
That's what it is. That's why I was, that's fun. Like he like instantly, like, because I mean he had a whole song about summer.
Right.
Like that was a whole joke in the first movie about summer. Dude, if it was summer, you would melt.
Yeah.
And now he can exist in summer without melting.
Yeah.
I never thought that, like, I just thought that was really clever fun.
Permafrost. Interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The more you know.
Frozen 2. Thumbs up.
Yes, definitely.
We're back in now.
Elsa was great.
Yeah.
So
Anna was
odd.
Yeah, lesser used in this movie, but it was Elsa's Elsa's journey in this one more so.
The other one was, well, I mean, Anna froze.
Anna had her whole like
she was the one
adventure
that was
though.
The sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm very happy. I'm glad you finally saw it too. That was going to be the movie that you went and saw by yourself for the first time.
Yeah, which Maya really loved that. We ended up watching.
Yeah.
That, and we got to watch it together in the quarantine. So that was like one positive.
Yeah.
With the whole Disney Plus thing. So it was a fun, like, normally I would never be in the audience that would like benefit from that.
Right.
And somehow I did with everything that's happened. Like that was me, like that benefited from that. So I'll take it.
So Frozen got released on Disney Plus earlier. A lot of movies are being hit really hard right now. Obviously nothing's coming out because movie theaters aren't open. Wonder Woman just announced today that they are moving the release of that movie back to August 14th.
Okay.
Interestingly, I think it's kind of brave to even come up with a new release date already.
Well, we're not even picking another wedding date because,
Right.
like, I
I
how do
mean,
we know that that's going to be safe at
I
this point?
appreciate the optimism, but
I don't.
I don't think I don't think you want to push a movie back again. You know, like
That's
put it on pause, and then when you're sure when it can come out, then put it out. But don't.
I, I think we're just in unprecedented waters here, and it's going to take time for people to realize, like, no, you're going to have to push it again. I mean, this was already ridiculous. Disneyland is closed.
Because like something I didn't realize I've heard on podcasts, like I mean I realized it, but I don't think about it. Marketing costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
So to have to keep marketing a movie for different release dates, like you're just kind of burning money. You're already not going to get as much as you were going to potentially. So like preserve everything you can.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was really bold of them to already have a release date that isn't actually like that far away.
No.
August.
That
That's still
surprises me. That's probably the earliest one I've heard.
yeah.
Bond went to November. I think that was smart.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any other.
But even
new
that was
dates.
delayed before all of this really started, I believe. Or did it get
No, I think it was
did it
because
get
of
pushed
this.
even farther? I know it got delayed once, but I think it might
Regardless.
have gotten pushed farther after all this.
See, look at that. New dates. Video games get pushed. Just deal with it.
So, are video games going to come out? Like, do you think Cyberpunk is going to come out when it's supposed to come out?
Yes, they've already said that they've managed to, with taking everything into account for this,
Yeah,
they'll hit their date.
good. Last of Us?
Has, I think, potentially been delayed.
Okay.
Also, who wants to play that? Apparently, if everybody wants to watch Contagion, but
Oh,
like,
yeah. See, I think it'll be okay, but
yeah, we'll see.
um,
It's gonna put a different light on everything.
for sure. Dude, the New
I want some.
Mutants,
What's that?
the Marvel movie with like Macy Williams, and it's like an X-Men universe movie, but it's like these kids that are mutants that
Wait, it's Marvel?
yeah, the New Mutants.
MCU?
No. So that's the weird thing. This movie it was supposed to come out in 2017 and
Wait,
it's
it's an
been delayed
actual
like
new movie?
3 times. Yeah. And it was in limbo for so long that people just thought it was dead. They thought they scrapped it. And
Okay.
then it came back. They're like it's coming out like April or May 2020 and everyone's like, "Wait, what? Like how does this work with the MCU cuz it's not like
Part of it.
everyone said it should have been a streaming movie so they could have kind of said it was disconnected, but it was supposed to come out in theaters like next month, I'm pretty sure, after
Yeah.
already being delayed 3 times and then this happened. So that movie is cursed. Talk about marketing dollars. That movie has literally been like
So
put through
that's
the ringer 3
have they
different
said what they're
times.
gonna do?
I don't think so. I
Who
mean,
owns it? Is it Disney
well
now?
that so X-Men would have been Fox, I believe. So yeah.
Yep, so it's Disney now.
Yeah.
Put it on Disney Plus.
That's what it really should be, because I don't want like a Marvel umbrella movie to come out that's not MCU.
But that's where they'd have to put it, is under the Marvel section.
Marvel section's fine. I don't want like a theatrical Marvel movie and not have it be
Yeah.
tied to everything else besides like Spider-Verse. But that's different.
That might even be tied.
Could be. I mean,
I,
they
I think
literally left every door open for it to potentially
I think it will be. I think they'll do a live action cameo or something
of
just for a
Miles.
moment. Uh, oh no, I was gonna say of Tom Holland.
Oh, in Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. That would be cool
I
too.
think we'll get a little of that.
just to say like, just to give us that little nugget of like, yeah, it's connected in this way, but it's not going to play a huge part in that story.
No.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So yeah, I could see them not doing. I mean, with all the
You cut out what
and
with all the what?
I said with all the Venom stuff that they're going to be
Yeah,
doing, connecting all these movies, and it's going to be a massive project. I'm very excited.
I am too. I
We're
uh
gonna.
I miss movies being available. But apparently you can rent movies now for $20 instead of going to the theaters to do it.
What's that about?
Well, okay, so for movies like The Hunt, which was supposed to come out literally the weekend that the theater shut down.
So you can't buy it for 20?
No. Certain movies you can. Like I
Okay.
believe I'm gonna get this wrong. So there's a few movies that are out like that should be in theaters that are available to watch at home. The Invisible Man,
Invisible Man. I saw
Emma,
that.
and The Hunt. There might be
Okay.
some more, but those are like the three big ones. Um, from all I've heard is that they're available to rent, not purchase yet.
Okay.
Um, $20 seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, it should be the price of a ticket, which is 10 or 12.
Yeah, it also depends on like when you go though too. Like a ticket could be upwards of $20 sometimes. And also these companies are going to lose so much money on these movies that I feel
All
like
I've
they
been
have to.
thinking is, wow, the fact that Star Wars came out before all
It
this.
got so lucky. So lucky. And even still it didn't make
Because think about it, the
as much
original Star Wars
money.
came out in like May. Imagine if they wanted to do May of
It would be screwed.
Star Wars would have gotten destroyed. We would have lost that.
Ugh.
And then it made me think, ooh, what would the conversation then have been? And I think it would have been ultra positive.
Conversation about what?
If they released it, no, they would never do that. They'd hold it.
You can't. For certain movies, like you can't just be like, well, I guess we have to put it on streaming. Like Star
They'd
Wars
hold it.
has to be a
They'd wait.
theatrical release
Yeah.
because there was a rumor that Wonder Woman was just going to go straight to a streaming service, but no, they're like, we're putting this in theaters. Like this is what it was
Yeah.
made for, and I agree. Like that's going to be a massive movie. It should, it deserves to be seen on a big screen like that. Have you been playing anything or watching anything else?
Have I been playing anything? Well, we got Animal Crossing
Yeah.
that came out last Friday.
How
We
do you like
fired
it?
that up, and we haven't played much, but I mean, it makes me happy. Like just like the loading screen and seeing like that it's the original logo, just with the little New Horizons tag. Like
Yeah.
it feels like just pure Animal Crossing, and it is. It's like the purest, like perfectly realized version of it.
Yeah.
Um,
So, like, you know me pretty
mhm.
well. You know what I like. I don't think I would like this game just because I feel like it's too much to think about and like
Yeah.
manipulate.
Hmm.
I don't like being in control of everything because it's like overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
So, like, is there anything that you think could be redeeming about this game for me, or am
Yeah,
I
you'll play it when you come over,
okay?
and you'll follow me around.
Because I hear Greg talk about it, and I'm like, man, I wish I could love it as much as, or I
I
want to
love
love
it.
something as much as you love that. But
One of my favorite things in Assassin's Creed 2 is getting to upgrade the town that you're
mm.
in. And the fact that like this game is gonna let you put everything where you want it and upgrade it and manipulate it and create this town, like oh I'm so into it.
So is there a story like that you follow along with all that?
Not really. I
No?
mean there's like story-ish elements.
So
Like
what's new about this game? Like what makes it a new game and not just like a DLC for the Animal Crossing like platform? Is it just different items and characters and stuff
it's
or
not a it's it's a formula. It's not a and so like they've like so for example, it's hard to
I'm
describe.
not trying to say this isn't like a legit game. I'm just saying like what's
No, no,
new
no, no.
about
I get
this
what
one from the most recent one?
so I'm not like big on Animal Crossing, but like some of the examples, a lot of stuff,
A lot of what?
quality of life.
Okay.
improvements.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put enough quality of life improvements together, then you've got an evolution.
Sure.
And that's essentially what this is.
So a lot of new like features and mechanics and stuff.
And just like the best implementation of them. So for example, like they also made a spin-off like Happy Designer. So it's like all the like home designing stuff of like decorating and furniture and all of that. Like it's the best version of everything. Now I haven't played it that much, so I can't verify that.
Yeah.
But like even the setting alone, the fact that it's a deserted island, I love it. Like every other one, you're like get on a train and you show up. Here's this like random town that now you're like either live in or mayor of, and this one is like you're going on to a deserted island. You have the whole island. You're out in the middle of like whatever the ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
You can go to other islands and visit them. Like I just love the whole setting of it. Um, and so you each game is tied to one Switch, and then all 8 profiles potentially can play on that island.
So I could have a profile?
Yeah, so no, you'll sign in here.
Oh, cool.
You'll sign into your account, and then you can come fly to essentially my island,
Yeah.
but my and I's island.
Right.
And the reason I say my island is because it's tied to the first person
Okay.
the most.
Gotcha.
But then, like Maya lives there. She has a house. She can get in and play and do stuff.
So how would that work if she had her own game on her own Switch? Like, can you
She'd
link
have
the
her own
two?
island.
Okay.
She'd have her own
But then
island.
can you visit each other?
Yeah.
Cool.
So like Tyler has it.
So-
So I'll play online with.
I feel like you might actually like it more just both of you living on that one island and not both having your own, right?
Yeah, no, it's perfect for us, and then we don't have to buy the game.
Yeah.
But the only part that sucks that I've discovered is major progression can only be done by me, at least so far.
Okay.
So, for
Like,
example,
no matter how
we
much
have-
she plays, it doesn't actually like unlock that much or something like
there's
that.
there's going to be certain barriers.
Yeah.
Now, people are trying to figure out what's to deal with that. So we'll still kind of waiting to hear the situation with people. Maya doesn't seem to care, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm definitely down to try it at your house. I just
Oh, and the graphics, like it's
I-
just. Oh yeah, no, we can just run around and
yeah,
just,
I
like,
need to get a taste of it because I'm very curious.
Yeah.
As someone who is so like eager to play Stardew Valley for some weird reason,
yeah.
I feel like it might click for me, but we'll have to see.
And we should definitely still play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's a good quarantine game to play.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing Horizon.
Was that the one that I was like, you should jump into there?
And that was before all of this started. So honestly, it's probably the right call now because I have even more time to play Last of Us 1 and 2 later. So yeah, you told me to play Horizon. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I beat the first expansion of Spider-Man because I like just need a little bit more Spider-Man.
Mhm,
And then I'm
mhm.
like, okay, let's do this. I'm ready for this. And I didn't play a ton. I played like an hour and a half or something.
Yep.
That game is cool. That game
It's
is
cool, right?
really cool. I love the
Okay.
aesthetic of like. First of all, I wasn't sure what year we were in. I figured it out. No, I don't know what year we're in. I know what year we're past. I know we're at
Okay.
least past 2066 because that was one of like the timestamps of a audio file that I found.
Okay.
So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Like we're in the far future, yet they're back to like caveman-esque like times or like Viking times or something. I'm like, this is so cool. But you have all this cool like heads-up display, like holographic. Oh, dude, it's so satisfying. I love it.
I don't like I didn't I realized the last time we talked about I should push this game.
Yeah.
But I don't think you were like I think now is the time because you're like wanting to play.
Yeah. And like first of all, I knew nothing about the game. I didn't know what the story was. I still don't really know what the story is going to be. But
Don't worry about
I
it.
hadn't seen any gameplay. All I knew was like a trailer basically. And honestly, you never even talked about it that much. So like I didn't know you loved it as much as you do. So when you finally told me like how much you like it and like that you recommended that one next, I'm like, okay, this must be pretty good. And I can already tell I'm going to love this game.
It's so good.
The gameplay feels so great. I love the way that she moves.
Yeah, and it's so. What all have you done?
Um, I have I've gone like outside the gate. I've like killed some like new like bigger.
Where you tied it down?
Did I tie it down? I did like the like trip mine thing.
Yeah,
Um, and then I have not gotten to like her trial thing yet.
yeah, okay,
But I was just running around the world like
yeah,
trying to
totally.
get a feel for like how strong these machines are or like how
Hmm.
strong I
Hmm.
am.
Hmm.
Um, it's got a little bit of like it reminds me of what was that game that we played that took place in the jungle and there was like the outposts that you could take out and Far Cry.
Okay, I
Like
was
kind
gonna
of
say
reminds me
Far
of
Cry.
Far Cry 4, I think.
Okay,
Just
it's
kind of the setting, but
yeah.
um
Oh yeah, well, because you're in the mountains right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like these like Sherpa-y kind of people. I love
Hmm.
that you can go up to every single person and it gives you an option to interact with them and they always are just like, why is this outcast talking to me? Get her away from me. I'm like, okay, what?
Oh, that they hate you.
They hate you so much and I don't
That's
know why yet.
right. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh my God, I can't wait to get the updates from you. It's oh my God, it's yeah. That's I'm not even gonna say anything.
because the reason
I'm
you
just
recommended
excited.
it was in the case that there is like an announcement for another Horizon game. Like I need to know something for it to be
So
more
that
epic.
your
And you said
hype
I don't
is
have to play that much to get that like true feeling. So like, am I waiting for a certain moment, or do I just need to kind of understand the game and like have a feel for the game to really
yeah. Don't
appreciate
worry
that?
about it.
Okay,
It's not one thing.
yeah,
Like it's multiple moments spread out, including the beginning, just how it that you'll have a frame of reference for
yeah,
how they're going to improve that and it's going to go.
yeah,
You don't need to know the specific end of the game and what exactly is going to happen next necessarily,
yeah.
but there might be some spoilers there. So
Sure,
like definitely try to beat it,
I'll try and
but
get through it pretty quick. Also, I don't think
you're
there's gonna be a an
you're going to
announcement for
want
that
to keep
anytime soon.
no, and you're going to want to keep playing.
Yeah. I feel like I'm playing these games in a really good order. So I've done Fallen Order and then Spider-Man and now this and then I'm going to do Last of Us and then God of War. And I just feel like that's like the like quite
I'm not
a
prepared.
mountain
I'm
of
not
video
prepared
games
for
for me
I'm
to
not I can't believe you haven't played God of War.
I'm going to, I promise I will sooner than later. Cyberpunk might have to be in there somewhere, but we'll see.
God of War might be the first game I play on PS.
Play it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It deserves that, I think.
Mhm.
And
We'll see what
will it be
else.
better? Will it be like upresed and everything?
Oh, yes. So let's talk about that a little.
Yeah.
So the PS5 announcement thing came out.
With Dana Carvey.
Yes.
Dude, I saw
And
thumbnails for that video and I was like, why is Dana Carvey there? And when he came out in the first 30 seconds, I was legitimately confused. I thought I was watching an SNL skit.
it did feel like an SNL skit.
And then I'm like, oh no,
Legit-
this is Mark Cerny. Okay. Right.
So I love Mark Cerny though,
I like
and
he's awesome.
I read a huge Wired piece on him, just about his life and where like his career, and it makes me excited that he's the person designing this.
So is he the guy that you said is the head of PlayStation?
No,
What
that's
is
Herman Holst.
okay, what is Mark Cerny's role?
He's like a floater, apparently. And that's why this piece was so interesting. Back with he was involved with Atari, I want to say Capcom, but maybe Sega, and then he got hooked up with PlayStation, and he ended up being the design. He designed the PlayStation 4 architecture, I
Oh,
believe,
really?
and then and he found a passion for that, and now designed the PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Obviously not by himself,
So
but
he's not a business guy at all. He's the tech
he's
guy.
an engineer. Yeah, he's the tech guy. He's the tech guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the architect. Like I think like that's lead architect.
And like I got a sense that he really has a love for video games. Obviously, you would have to like probably to design a gaming console, but like does he have like a big history of like
Yeah, he's worked on a ton of stuff.
yeah.
Ton of stuff. Jack 2, one of the examples he used in the presentation.
He worked on
He
that
worked on
game
that game.
itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was a game I remember you telling me a long time ago that there's no loading screens.
So that's the sequel. The first game, though, also was the
Yeah.
first one to have no loading screens. And
Right.
Jack 2 had no loading. Jack 2 is one of my favorite
But
games.
then when he showed like why that is, like how they were able to do that with all these like corridors, with it gave it the game time to like render the next area. Like that was so cool to see all that stuff.
And I knew exactly the spot he was talking about too.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ah, yep, that makes sense." And in the first game, those sections were hover bike. So you'd be in one area, and then you'd get to this like lava hover bike area, and you'd have to be in the next hub area, but there was never a loading screen.
Yeah.
It was pretty smart.
That's cool.
And so there's been a lot of discussion between Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, because the Xbox Series X has more teraflops than the PlayStation 5. However, this is going to be a lot more than that. There's going to be a lot more to this generation. And, this generation has really, in my opinion, shown us that with games like God of War and Horizon, whatnot, and then I've been like thinking, I'm like, well, what do they do next? They can't just throw more raw power. Like we've kind of like pushed that. Obviously, add more. Like we want more, but there's got to be another angle that they need to attack. And there's two angles. Audio is one, and Sony talked. Mark Cerny talked a lot about audio, and how they're still developing that. I mean, taking scans of your ear to get custom, like virtual, like I'm like, okay, this is some next gen stuff. This is what I'm talking about.
The fact that you like take a test so they know like what ear profile you are, so that you hear like the best possible game. Like that was like, what? How is this?
It's genius.
Where we are currently.
And yeah, audio is flat, and we're gonna hear the difference. It's gonna feel between that, the controller that is like feeling with you,
Right.
and the better visuals that we're obviously going to get. It's not going to feel like video games anymore, and there won't be loading screens anymore.
Right.
And so, the Series X has a little bit more raw power. I'm sorry, the PlayStation 5's SSD, it's twice as fast.
Yeah.
As the Series X.
Yeah.
And what it's going to allow, almost like 10 gigabits a second of information, like throughput, can be loaded in. That changes everything. That imagine a system 10 times as powerful as the one that makes God of War and can load everything I can't even conceive.
Right.
And that's what all the developers are talking about. The developers are saying that this is changing the entire conception of game design. You don't have to think of these tricks anymore. Just what do you want to make?
I loved when he was giving that example too, that like the PlayStation 3, for lack of a better term, I forget what he said, but like it had a huge learning curve. Like companies had to figure out how to make the most out of it. PS4 was a little bit better. Issues. And then this one's going to be...
PS4 was a lot better.
A lot better. But then PS5 is going to be even better than that.
Even better, which is shocking.
You can almost instantly do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's essentially going to be like Dreams.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really want to get Dreams. I want to start practicing to make games. I want to make games. Like, I have ideas. I want to try to make a thing that exists. And like manipulate it. Minecraft's always been what that is.
Right. You've been saying for a long time that you want to make a game. And I'm always like, yeah, but dude, coding something is just so brutal. But with Dreams now, you can make a game.
I think it'd be good practice. And then with these next gen like development, like if it's more straightforward, like I can learn a program too down the road if that's what I want to do. If I really enjoy Dreams.
But I think building it in Dreams is going to be so much more rewarding and fun too.
And at least in the short term.
Because like coding, it gets dull looking at a screen and just lines.
But I don't think that's what these like, well, maybe
It is. It's just it's a lot of code. There's assets and stuff that you work on, like visuals and
Yeah.
like audio and stuff, but like it's mostly code behind the scenes. But Dreams, like you're on the front end and you're just like playing God, making whatever you want. And I think
Yeah.
that's super cool.
Yeah, I really want to do that. It'll just get because it's the sculpting too. It's an animator tool,
Yeah.
like to just create things.
Cause I have a game that I thought of. I think I might have brought it up on the podcast during like a break or something too. Like
Yeah.
we both could make what like every game we've ever wanted to make.
Yep.
And I think we should.
I think we should too. I'm probably gonna get it. It's just I have some other stuff to finish.
How much is it? It's like 30 or 40.
It's 40.
Plus the ability to play like everything else that people have made too.
That's true. We can make some funny. We can make some videos.
I mean, it's like it's a game that comes with like an infinite amount of other games,
I didn't even think about that.
which is crazy.
Maya would have fun playing that too.
Oh yeah.
All the goofy games. Could we stream us all playing it?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Oh, I'm happy we played Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah.
Sorry that
I was
won
really
everything.
bad at it. No, I was just gonna say that's it. If you want to see us playing Ultimate Chicken Horse for the first time, or if you don't know what that is, that will be a video on our channel, or it likely is by the time you hear this, that you can check out. We played that on after last week's podcast, and
On your birthday.
it was fun. The movements didn't feel natural to me.
Yeah.
The character felt a lot heavier than I expected.
Yep, for sure.
So I was really struggling getting used to it. I might have also been like kind of drunk by that point.
Yeah, that definitely added to it.
And then we did Jackbox, which was actually
Yes.
more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was cool.
We need to do that some more too.
We need more. I think you need more people.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to bring up.
Wait.
One more huge thing. Ahsoka's going to be in The Mandalorian season 2.
Let's go.
That's crazy to me. Now I
Oh,
haven't.
and just I want to say it outright. There's no reason to be upset about this in any way, shape. That's all.
Are people upset?
Yeah, people are upset
Why?
because it's not the voice actress.
Do people realize that Ewan McGregor also didn't voice Obi-Wan Kenobi in Clone Wars?
Keep going.
Or anybody?
Yep.
Do people realize that the guy who does the intros for the show is the same guy who was like one of the generals that they report to, just because they just used that guy twice? Hey, sometimes it's not perfect, okay? It's okay.
Love it. No,
I
it's
would
just
much
that's
rather
precedent.
Ahsoka look like Ahsoka than
That's the
sound
point.
like Ahsoka.
Yeah, and then when they add her to the game, it'll be her voice actress. Like that's what it is every time.
So here's the weird thing for me. I've only seen a couple episodes of Rebels. I know that she's in it, but
Mhm.
for some reason, I assumed she died in that show. I don't know why. But just since like you don't see any more of her after that, I just in my brain she was dead
But
after
that's
Rebels.
kind of the thing to every. Like I think,
Yeah.
and then in Rise she's dead.
She is actually dead in that. That's true. Yeah. We know that
Right.
for a fact.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer.
No, I think that's fine. I think it had that's the only way it works.
Yeah, but what if her species lasts like 1,000 years? What happened to her? You know?
I don't think I think the one species that does that is enough. But the implications of this: 1, huge; 2, awesome; 3, amazing; 4, excited.
It's perfect because they teased the Clone Wars connection at the end of the first season, which I did not see coming. So now to have more of that connection is what I was saying
The Clone
earlier.
Wars
I'm
and Rebels connection.
right, but like I might have been saying this on the Rebels React video, but like, dude, these prequel people are getting so much. We're getting Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, like post original trilogy content. It's ridiculous.
It's wonderful. It's just so happy.
So, do you think she'll play? There's no way to know. It's just speculation. But like, do you think she'll be a main character or be a cameo?
Yeah, 100%.
I love it.
I think I at least half the episodes.
Who is the Jedi that looks like her? Is it Shakti or
Yeah,
somebody? Okay. So we've seen what that species looks like in real life.
if they're exactly the same,
Right.
and I'm not 100% on that.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, I can't wait, and it won't be delayed because they've already filming. It still might be delayed for production, but like it's not like
Right.
it's not going to get made. Like
If it's delayed, it won't be as much as if it hasn't been filmed yet. Because that's a
exactly.
bunch of rescheduling. Like it'll be a
Yeah.
lot easier to edit and like finalize and stuff. Because like I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is being pushed back a little bit. I don't think WandaVision is going to happen this year. Because as it was, that was
Was
being
it?
released end of December. So maybe they
Yeah,
can
that's
rush
not
it.
going to make.
Maybe they can rush it. I don't know, but I'd rather them
Yeah,
not.
we'll see. Same. It's just everything's just going to need to go. Just
Literally
hopefully that.
everything is just picking up and sliding back. I don't really think it's gonna hurt.
Well, the it's right now. It's still early. We don't know what's going to happen. If it happens again,
Right.
then everything's going to get pushed back more, and it's then monkeys take over, and it's Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Even
Caesar.
though
Caesar's just
they,
gonna rule us all.
yep, with his salad.
That's so dumb. Oh man.
I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm in my mind. Oh yeah, so I'm obviously trying to get through Doom. I haven't jumped back in, but it's all set up and installed now. I
Yeah.
had to work out all my installation space. Um, but a game that I did randomly jump back into on Switch, aside from Animal Crossing, The Messenger, and that's a game from 2018.
Is this the one
And
with the snail? That's the mailman? No. What game was that though?
Yoku's Island Express.
Yeah.
No, I've finished that 100%.
Okay.
No, this is The Messenger. You're like a ninja.
A ninja?
Yeah,
Cool.
and it's like an old school like NES kind of, but like think like Shovel Knight, like a modern retro game.
Okay.
And
That game I still need to play. That's the thing. I have all these games I need to play, and I don't consider any of the Switch games that I need to play. They're all
yeah, don't think
PS4.
about it.
They're all
Just
the PS4
focus,
classics. Or like,
focus on that.
yeah.
You
I
can't.
mean,
It's
that's who
hard.
I
It's
am.
so hard to jump around.
At my
It's
core, I'm a
yeah.
PlayStation person. So
Like I that's what I've been. I can feel myself gravitating towards a system, and I definitely towards my PlayStation way
yeah,
more.
yeah,
It's a weird thing where like the N64 was my first console, that PS2, and so it was the N64 and the PlayStation 2 combination.
yeah.
But then like I loved the GameCube and like I had the special Wii experience, but like I love my PS3, but like man, I would say the PS4 might be the best console ever just because of like all the combined factors.
Yep.
I'm just back and forth.
And then I don't think there's any way that the PS5 isn't a better console than the PS4. Even
Oh, it's
obviously it's gonna be technically
100%.
it's gonna be technically better, but like even just in terms of just like reception and success, like it's gonna be better than the PS4, right? Like it has to be.
Absolutely no guarantee.
No guarantee.
No. It's a scary thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Feels like it, but no guarantee. We got all these games that are bangers.
right.
They're not like that just for no reason.
True.
Like or like because they have to be. I feel very fortunate
So do you think a
that
new generation of a console inherently like it's a different evolution of games like that may not be as good?
Sony destroyed it with the PS2, best-selling console of all time.
Yeah.
Completely blundered the PS3 launch.
Yeah.
Xbox 360 got the mind share back in a generation, even though some even kind of passed the Xbox. It's a weird thing. So with the PS4, like it had flipped and then it flipped again. Sony was on the bottom. They hit everything. Microsoft stumbled and never recovered. And PlayStation and Sony have come times and they're very aware of this and they're very trying to make sure that they don't do this. But it's still difficult because Microsoft, they can just like, it's just different. However, I think they figured it out. And I think this SSD is going to lead to some stuff that makes it impossible for everybody to not hear, like, wow, this is a game changer. And I always wondered, I was like, the consoles are going to be identical at this point. Like, there's no innovation.
Right.
And it's like, look, there's still a differentiation. And I love that there's like a difference. Because we're going to see two different approaches. And I'm way more excited about the PS5 in terms of like innovation and like pushing the medium forward.
Because Xbox won't have this like crazy 3D audio thing, right?
They will. They'll have ray traced audio.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, but I don't think it's going to be to the level of like checking ears and doing all of that.
Right.
Like Xbox is going to have a really fast SSD, but it's not to this like crazy custom like I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
The chip that like both consoles have, Sony partnered with AMD to design it. Like this thing is customized like fuck, and I think it's going to be cheaper too.
Really?
And I think that Sony learned that right away, and this thing's going to be cheaper than the series, and I think people and so during the presentation they said most of the top 100 games will be good to go for PS5, right? And people started freaking out. Myself, that was even getting ridiculous. This is not okay.
Yeah, and they've revised it since, right?
Yeah, no, most of the 4,000 plus games PS backwards. Most of the top 100 are going to be enhanced with PS5.
Meaning, so what I was saying earlier, like God of War will look better on the PS5.
God of War could not only look better, it should run out second, the load times and everything.
Yeah. That's wild.
Spider-Man too. Like they could kill the load times on everything.
So that's like taking you from being annoyed, like, wow, really only like maybe 100 games are backwards compatible? Like, no. Literally, the 100 games you love the most are going to be better than you ever imagined. And then a lot of the games that you just name off are also going to be backwards compatible. It's like, oh, okay, that's great news.
So I think there's no issue there. I'm still sad that no PS3, PS2, PS1, but
is that confirmed?
No. And
but likely
also, likely not. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I think I'll take PS1 and PS2, but at the end of the day, I'll just buy PS2 if I have to. I want a PS2 bad enough.
It is kind of annoying because like my first PS3 was backwards compatible, and then the later PS3s were not, and then the PS4 wasn't at all, and you're just like, what's going on?
Because it's complicated. It all runs on different hardware and types of emulation.
So does this mean though that you can put your PS4 disc into the PS5 for God of War, for example, and it will play?
That's a good question.
Or does it mean PS4 generation games?
I don't think we know any of that yet.
Right.
So stay tuned. I'm ready for more information, but
I'm ready to see what it looks like too.
We'll see when the time is right.
Yeah. I
still think we're gonna get the blowout.
You broke up. The blowout what?
I think we'll get the blowout after Ghost of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing the design, like the the sketch or like the 3D like render of the PS4. I'm like, that thing is weird looking. All like the angles and stuff.
I loved it.
And dude, this thing has been sitting next to me for 7 years now.
So I got
Almost
it
7.
I got it 6 years ago.
I love this machine. I use it.
I got it for my birthday
every
6 years ago.
Single day.
Yeah.
I would have brought it with me to Europe if I could have.
Yeah.
I just, it's incredible. So I hope I have the same, and I will. I know I will. have the same affinity for the PS5.
Yep. It takes time.
For
I
sure.
always believed in the PS4 as the, and I mean that in the sense that it fixed the PS3's mistakes. It became another 100 million seller console. I kind of had a feeling like you can never, even with Twitch, like as successful as it is, like I'll never predict 100 million
Right.
because that's just such an insane mark, and you never know what's going to happen. And it felt like we were getting new, refreshed games. We were getting definitive versions of past favorite games that we won't need to get definitive to, right? Like that will be the definitive version.
Right.
And it lives like it begins on PS4. Like there's all this stuff trapped on PS3, right? But like most of it they got over. You
Yeah.
follow? Even like older games like Shadow of the best PS2 games. You can't put a Shadow of the Colossus PS2 disc in a PS4.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you don't really want to do that because that game didn't really run that well. Well, guess what? They remade it with ultra super graphics that runs beautiful and like everything's been remade for PS4. So
Right.
it's like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot. Like we didn't even we had the PS1 emulated version of Crash Bandicoot on the PS3. And it's like, would I rather have that or the Insane Trilogy with like these original games?
Right.
And it's like, I want both. Like, what does that look like?
It's just that they can't give the love to everything that you want them to.
And that's
So, like,
why it would be nice.
like I have a Star Wars game for PS1. It was like a 2-disc game. It came in like this thick.
Yep. It's one of my favorite games, Star Wars Assault.
Yeah, and I was a kid. I was really young when I played that game. I never got very far. I would love to play that again now, and like actually experience it to the fullest.
I played that at somebody's house in India, and oh no, I played it at. I'm sorry, he had it. That was where I first played it.
Yeah.
Never got to play it again. Then when I was in India, somebody had it, and it was like, oh my god, I remember this game years ago. And then you had it, and we tried to play it, and it didn't work.
Right.
And it was very sad.
That's a bummer.
So I'll buy PS2 and we play it on there.
Yeah.
But hopefully on PS5. I'll take PS2 and PS1
Yeah.
because like even still there's not very much on PS3 that's not elsewhere.
Right.
But it was really weird how PS5, PS4, PS4 on that chart and the bottom half was empty.
Like it could still be filled in. There's still a lot of time left to come out with like exciting news, you know?
And people said like that was a developer focused talk. They don't need to talk about PS3, PS2, PS1. That's a consumer
Right.
talking point.
Right.
And so the fact that they haven't confirmed no and they fixed that, I'm holding out hope because they're letting everybody talk, right? Talk all your shit, talk about it. But if they drop that later, and then it's that.
Because there's so many PS2 games too that like that was my first console, the PS2, and every generation I have a lot of PS4 games, but not physically.
Yeah.
Every generation I've gotten less and less actual cases of games. I have like multiple shelves of PS2 games that I would love to go back to.
Yep.
Even Skate for PS3. I was checking to see if that was on PS Now, and it's not. I want to play that again. I could start up this fighter jet of a PS3 and play it, but I really don't want to.
That's how I feel about my PS4.
That's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is starting to get really loud.
But that's why I just, with Maya's PS4, I just got new life.
Yeah. I play with headphones, so like I don't actually hear how loud it is usually. But when I take them off, I'm like, oh God, you're struggling.
Knowing it bothers me. Knowing it's going through that.
Yeah.
Like, and that it could shut down at any moment.
Right.
Has happened. Like, yeah.
Yours definitely has been worse off than mine. You've had those crashes that like.
Well, mine will just randomly enter.
I have never had that either.
Yeah.
Ugh. Every generation it'll just get better. Yeah.
Like, it hasn't been the stay-at-home play video games all day vacation.
Right.
Well, not during work, but yeah. But mine's gonna be on spring break next week, and it's more of that.
Yeah.
But it's like just going to the grocery was like,
Oh,
oh my God. And we're shopping for my grandma.
yeah. I went to the grocery store today for the first time during all this, and like it wasn't busy. I went to Vaughn's, and like
That's
the
where I've
sign
gone.
outside said that they were only limiting it to 100 people, but even still, there wasn't someone outside like checking. And I went inside, and it was pretty dead. But just to see the market looking the way it does was so weird.
And people, when we went, there were people, and they were not adhering
To what?
social distancing.
Space? Yeah.
Not even attempting it.
Yeah.
Very I was angry. I was trying to get away from people. Like I got like collapsed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're. Yeah. What?
On top of the fact that they don't have anything.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't have Daisy.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But
we got her, and then every text update was how much she's missed.
that doesn't make it easy.
Nope.
That's kind of like when I go to my room and I get sadness. I'm like, I'm just going to my room.
Yeah.
I'm literally under the same roof. Please don't make me feel bad about that.
I can't even be home.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah. So it's been. This is just what it is, though.
It's a life-changing experience for sure.
This is a world-changing experience.
Right.
This is what we talked about for
generations.
A long time. Yep, that's the word I was gonna say. But we did get GTA for Maya, and I might have fucked it up completely, and I'm terrified because I went on my account to play GTA, and I'm really hoping it didn't give me the bonuses that we paid for her. Otherwise, we have to contact Rockstar and have them switch that over, because that's not how that works at all.
No. I don't know if they will, though.
I haven't used it. I turned the game off immediately.
Yeah.
Before I even loaded in.
Yeah.
So I haven't accepted anything. They can switch all that stuff around.
I hope. I don't know. There's certain things that they're like, that's not our problem.
So we're gonna go in, and I haven't set her. We'll get her character, but we can't even both play now.
True. Yeah, that sucks. We can't all do heists together.
I'd need to get another TV and my PS4.
So that TV behind you, that's her TV?
Yeah, which was her brother's TV.
Cool.
Which is quite nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could play some other stuff. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, we can't play Trine now.
Nope.
We could, but not really. Not how we wanted to.
We would all have to play it in the same place to all play it together.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait. Can the two of you play on your TV and then me play with you?
I think so.
I'm down for that. I don't really care about that. Yeah. And the audio will be a little weird because there'll be like an echo or something, but whatever.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We could both do headphones.
Yeah. We'll see. I desperately have to pee.
Okay. Well, with that.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. If you have been listening, you can watch us on YouTube. The Hebrew Rebels YouTube channel. If you have been watching, you can listen to us on Apple, the podcast app, and more services to come. We do Rebels Reacts. We talk about movies and TV shows there and all sorts of stuff. But until then, my name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Hebrew Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Stay safe.
Wow, 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 wow.